Y'all, I'm telling you, there is an open political hit going on against all the progressives from the establishment Democrats. We've been talking about it for a while, and what I'm about to show you is multiple sources that we have not covered yet that are indicating the exact same thing is happening. The host is starting to try to reject the parasite. This one is going to be one you're going to need to watch and send this one out. A lot of research went into this one. And let me know what you guys think in the comments field below. We are about to dive into what is nothing short of a full-on hostile takeover and a little bit of a fireback. This is going to be a situation. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you like the way that we are going on this channel. You want to save the country with us. And honest to God, just show some light on something that no one else is really covering, because we have been on this like white on rice. And I'd love to hear you in the comments of what you guys think of the research that we are about to deliver. All right. You guys, of course, can follow me on X at Braden LOA. Let's get right into this. Guys, this is the show before our live stream tonight, 9:15, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This is leading into that, but I want to show you something very important before I show you these details. This is what this is all about. Everything that we are about to discuss, what we have been discussing for a long time, it's about the mainline Democrat establishment's power. That's the entire argument, the entire ball of wax, the whole goal. It's right here, and they don't like what they're seeing. Despite all the blue wave talk and all the for sure lock-in Democrat wins, 2026 congressional generic ballot, Republicans 46, Democrats 46 from 2,000 registered voters, and this was dropped on March 2nd through 5th. That was when the actual polling took place. It's the 7th, guys. 46, 46. That's why you're about to see exactly what we've been talking about. Watch this and let me hear you in the comments. I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Here we go. This is a new one. This is from the Dispatch. This is a piece titled Pragmatic Democrats to Progressives in 2028. No thank you. What? I thought the new way forward was all the progressives, the AOCs, the Gavin Newsoms, the Kamala Harrises. Why would the Dispatch put out an article and a piece that says the pragmatic Democrats are telling progressives to pound sand? Y'all, this is happening. This is no longer a theory. Take full advantage of this. I'm going to walk through these highlighted points real quick, and you tell me if this is what's happening or if it isn't. Maybe I'm wrong. I accept feedback in the comments. Charleston, South Carolina, Democratic Pragmatists are mobilizing early to block Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and other left-wing firebrands from the party's 2028 presidential nomination, aiming to shape a field of contenders that rejects progressive litmus tests, rendering the party's standard-bearer unelectable in November. Y'all, it's this. The Democrats, for all their flaws and all the fact that I don't like them and all the things that I do not align with them on, they do understand politics a little bit. And they are seeing, with all the propaganda not working, 46-46, way too close going into the midterms, and they are telling the far-left progressives, you thought your time was now, sit down, shut up, we butter your bread. That's what you're seeing, and the progressives are not going to handle it too well, which I'll show you in a second. This is an active war. That's what's happening. The first presidential primaries and caucuses are roughly 2 years away, but this week in South Carolina, a key state that could crown the next Democratic nominee, more than 200 party operatives gathered to share strategies for recapturing crucial voting blocks. They discussed reams of qualitative and quantitative data that show Ocasio-Cortez and other progressive stalwarts are not only weak general election candidates, but a mismatch for the typical Democrat primary voter. Guys, come here real quick. They are not only going after them for not being electable in the general population, like when you go against a Republican, they're also a mismatch for the Democrats because the progressives are the ones that are mobilizing. The online space is radicalizing the Democrat far-left progressive wing, and it's pushing the entire party to the left, which makes them unelectable in the general. Their left flank is dragging them too far to the left, and they know it. That's why I'm showing you these things. Guys, I have not seen this anywhere else. So please send this out and share it because this is really important stuff and it's proving to bear fruit. Okay. Let us scroll 2 years ahead, Third Way President Jonathan Cohen said as he opened Winning the Middle, a conference the centrist Democrat think tank hosted this week in Charleston. The primaries are wrapping up and we are close to having a nominee. Did we make sure our nominee hasn't taken toxic far-left positions? Toxic far-left positions? That might have raised money and won online applause, but are potent, ready-made Republican attack ads? Did we relentlessly prioritize victory over virtue signaling? Y'all, you're not dead. You're actively reading this with me. Everything's linked in the description box below. That's why I highlight all this stuff for you, because this is almost exactly what you and I have been talking about for about 12 months now. Cowen name-checked Ocasio-Cortez and Socialist Senator Bernie Sanders, the Vermont Independent, claiming that the self-proclaimed socialist has a thin track record of growing the Democratic coalition and winning elections outside of her New York City district. Y'all, I can't highlight further down because it's a paid article and I'm just not doing that. But anyway, a caucus of pragmatic Democrats in the House of Representatives have flipped 50 Republican-held seats, and the progressive group that initially recruited Ocasio-Cortez to run for office, Justice Democrats, have flipped 0 seats. By the way, they're not going to listen to me. I'm on the other side. I'm the great Satan. But honest to goodness, they're right. Which is why we're going to capitalize, because the progressives are not going to fold on this. You want to see even more evidence of the basically general old dog Democrat, the establishment, flipping out on Jasmine Crockett? Watch this. I'm not making this stuff up.
I think we got a general election candidate that Congressman Crockett would have been.
Because?
Well, she had said that, kind of made fun of the governor for being in a wheelchair, and she said that Hispanics
called them Hot Wheels.
For Trump, yeah, and they said Hispanics voted for Trump had a slave mentality. That's probably not the best way to get these people back, wouldn't you think? I think.
That's what made Jasmine Crockett so popular. She was a fighter. The establishment is roaring back. Okay, let's keep on trucking. Guys, I can do this all day because the progressives aren't going to take it lying down. Look. Graham Plattner says Democrat leaders threatened to rip my life apart before he launched his Senate campaign. That sounds kind of familiar to what we're saying, doesn't it? The mainline Democrat establishment does not want these far-left psychopathic progressives in the races because they'll sink them in the general. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in Texas. I'm about to show you some bombshell stuff. You're not going to believe what Politico just reported about Texas. But this is what's happening in Maine. They threatened to tear his life apart. Okay? How about we talk about Texas? I want to jump into an article that I introduced and I kind of teased in my live stream last night. I told you guys I would cover it. This is what's happening right now at Politico. Dems aren't sure whether to actually spend big to flip Texas. I was told that Texas was already a shoo-in for going blue. You know, because that's what they do in Texas and the Democrats nationally and the progressives online. It's all like, we're going to flip Texas, we're going to flip Texas, we're going to flip Texas. And it never happens. I mean, they have a collection of second-place losers that go around and fundraise all the time. Beto O'Rourke, now Jasmine Crockett. They got one in Georgia with Stacey Abrams, who just happens to make billions of dollars every election. You see how this works? It's all a big game. Anyway, national Democrats are worried the money it would take to compete in Texas would be better spent elsewhere. No, stop it. If only some conservative, MAGA, Republican 2A advocate on the internet that looks like this with a beard and a hat would tell you this 12 months ago. Again, this is not me waving my own flag. These people are this manipulative. This is what they've known for 12 months. I've been telling you this not because I'm so smart. It's because they're trying to hide it from you. Anyway, it didn't take long for Democrats' hopes of flipping Texas to dim. That's weird. Enthusiasm remains high for the party's Senate nominee, James Tallarico, but national Democrats aren't sure how far they would go to support him, particularly if Senator John Cornyn emerges from the GOP runoff in May. Interviews with nearly a dozen high-dollar donor advisors and strategists poured cold water on the likelihood that the party would fully commit to the staggering price tag it would take to finally flip Texas. Because objectively, it doesn't make sense to spend $150 million for one seat when you can spend $50 million for 3 seats. It's simple math. But the progressives don't see it that way. They see it as a purity test, as a litmus test, as a far-left opportunity to take it away because Donald Trump is so insane. And the bottom line that I keep coming back to is, it's not as insane as they think it is. That is a new poll. If you're sitting at 46 right now going into the midterm election, that's not good for the Democrats. I don't care what anyone tells you. They're supposed to be up by 14 points like they were in 2018. They're not. They're 0. And again, this is all culminating in what we're talking about, the overall underarching themes that are happening. It's wild. Underlying it all, Democrats said it is the reality contesting Texas would require a massive injection of cash, while there are other cheaper options on the Senate landscape. We have to be practical about how we use our resources, said Alex Hoffman, a Democrat donor advisor. You need a perfect storm to kill a white whale, and if it's going to be Cornyn in the general election, then it's not a perfect storm. Y'all, they're telling you what's happening. I mean, look, even the progressives right here are saying no. Watch this. If I'm being super honest, Texas would not be within reach of our boat here as a fisherman of the white whale, but for the wave moment we're in, said Tony Gavito, a Democratic donor who leads the Progressive Donor Network Way to Win. Even the progressives know it's a big game. This is... They've been lying to you and manipulating you for so long, and that's honestly what pisses me off more than anything, is because it's a complete and total manipulation to play on your emotions. These people suck. She also argued that Democrats having to pick between investing in Texas or other states, you can do both things, she said. That's a tall ask in a cycle when Democrats are already struggling mightily in the money race. Guys, I mean, this is the Schumer calculation. You can see it right there. That's the Schumer calculation. Here's the bottom line. Don't trust anything. Verify everything. Even when I tell you something, verify it. That's why I link everything in the description box below. But the bottom line is, the Democrats and the established, as we have well expected and well planned on, are going after the progressives because they care about their power a whole lot more than the progressive liberal litmus test and leftism that they are pushing. This is about to be really fun. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.